Hey everybody, the deck list we have here today is Sultai Self Mill. To start off, we have 20 lands. We have 4 to mill ourselves. We have Hedron Crab, Morphoc Secret Keeper, Glimpse the Unthinkable, and Stitcher's Supplier. Um, they're all very good to mill yourself. Stitcher's Supplier is a good chump block that mills 3 when it enters and when it dies. Hedron Crab is your continual mill every time you play lands, which is really good with all your fetch lands. Secret Keeper mills 4 and can come as a good chump blocker or even blocking like lower powered creatures for long periods of time. Um, and then we have 2 Carrion Feeder, mostly to combo with Gravecrawler and Vengevine, being able to get Vengevine on the second creature spell you've cast. If you just sack Gravecrawler to Carrion Feeder twice and recast it, you get your Vengevine out, or multiple Vengevines. We have Creeping Chill, which of course we're going to be playing this free drain 3 when you mill it with any of your 4 mill spells. And then we have Silver Smoke Ghoul and Prized Amalgam. Silver Smoke gets to trigger off of Creeping Chill and Uro, and then Amalgam triggers off of Gravecrawler, Silver Smoke, Vengevine, Scab Ruinator, or even Uro. It can be very explosive if you mill a bunch of cards and then just like cast a Gravecrawler and get a bunch of guys out. And then we have Uro, which once again can trigger Silver Smoke, because this gets triggered off of gaining 3 or more life on your turn. Uro just happens to gain you 3 life, and then you draw and put a land in the battlefield. The land isn't as good in this deck as it can be in a lot of others, but the 3 life is pretty good, and if you do escape him, it's not hard to exile 5 other cards. It is a little difficult to get to the double green and double blue, but getting a 6/6 body that also pulls out Silver Smokes and then can possibly pull out the Prized Amalgams is very good. Then we have 1 of Scab Ruinator instead of 3 Uros, because this creature is easier to cast by only costing double blue and then a colorless instead of 4 colored mana. And they're also a flyer, so it can get over most other creatures. And then you only have to exile 3 other creatures from the yard when you cast it, which is pretty easy. This deck is very creature intensive. You're milling yourself a lot, and you can cast them from your graveyard. So 5/6 flyer for 6 with not even a bit hard downside in this deck. It's really good. And then we have a 1 of Driven Despair, which usually not going to be casting Driven, but you do, it gives your creatures trample, and when you do damage, you draw a card, which is very good. Just to refill your hand and helps you pump through some damage. Like if you have if you have like a Ruinator or Uro, but even if you have like Amalgams or Vengevine, like just pumping through that extra couple damage against creature decks is very good. And then Despair, giving your creatures menace, is much better in this deck if you have multiple creatures out, making your opponent only be able to block 1 or 2 of them instead of all of them if they're playing a heavy creature based deck, and making them discard. The point that you're going to be using this, the discard isn't that great, but the menace is definitely worth in the deck, especially as a 1 of in the main, because against any creature based decks. And then onto the sideboard, we have 1 more Driven Despair, It's again just against any creature-based decks that you need to deal with. And then we have 2 Abrupt Decay, 2 Assassin's Trophy. If you have to deal with any creatures or other you have to deal with any creatures or any other permanents really, but they're mostly here against creatures that are problems or can target planeswalkers if you need to. The Nature's Claims are here for the artifacts and enchantments that are problems, mostly like Ensnaring Bridge or Rest in Peace, Leyline of the Void, or to force your opponent to use like a Relic of Progenitus or Nihil Spellbomb at an inopportune time, so that they get less use out of it than they want to. And then we have 3 Leyline of the Void against any other graveyard decks, because we want to keep our own so we can't play stuff like Relic or Grafdigger's Cage. We could play Nihil Spellbomb that does also draw a card, but the fact that this is free and can come down immediately is worth playing. And then we have Spell Pierce, just against any control decks, or you can bring it in against decks that you're worried about, like a Rest in Peace or Relic early on. Just leave 1 blue open, and then you can counter it before those even hit the board. Hopefully this deck performs well, and I'll see you guys when I get a match. Hey everybody, got a game here. We'll try this. Having an Amalgam and having Amalgam and Creeping Chill in the opener is not good. The Hedron Crab can be good, but oh boy. Okay, we'll just go down the rabbit hole here. Keep that. Of course, Creeping Chill, and let's throw the Overgrown down. Keep that. Owned 5 isn't great, but I think this deck can handle that more than others can. So yeah, definitely just starting out with the Hedron Crab. There we go. Yeah, we'll always yield to those. Days it for. Oh yeah, okay. Okay, so we're playing against a Blitz deck. So shocking ourselves hurts, but we can't get around that really. Oh, blue-red. Not really what I expected. Was definitely expecting black-red. Light up the stage. Yeah. Swift Spear and Burst Lightning, okay. Strange. Okay, so we will start. I guess we'll start with a Verdant. Save targets, target ourselves, throw them for a loop. Keeping Chill. Always yes, always yield. Do we just go with the Glimpse here? Pull out the basic swamp to save a few life. Always yield. Amalgam and Vengevine. Yeah, at that point we're just gonna hope that we hit a grave crawl. Oh, we have a grave crawler, so hopefully we hit something else. Not really. The next turn we can Stitcher Supplier and Grave Crawler. Yeah, Swift Spear. Burst Lightning. Okay. Yeah, targeting the crab. There's no way I'm only taking 4 here. Wow. Okay. Okay, so we can get 2 Vengevines down. Yeah, let's get 2 Vengevines down. Um, play a Stitcher's Supplier. Always yes, always yield. Always yield. Always yes. Okay, then yes. Okay. Wow. Okay, I guess they didn't really have much in their hand. So against this deck, so we don't really need Spell Pierce can be okay. But they get their triggers. We don't really need this. Let's get a couple of Abrupt Decays to deal with their creatures if we need to. Or do we just go all... Yeah, these aren't good. Just run it with 1 Abrupt Decay instead of a Driven Despair. You know what? We won game 1. We might as well try. This we can try. More into the risky plays when we win the first game. Okay, so starting with a Stitcher Supplier. Yield. Is yield. And yes. Okay. And if this was a Silver Smote instead, that would have been a phenomenal turn. If this was a Silver Smote instead, that would have been bonkers. Yeah, Sprite Dragon. I guess that's why the blue. And probably some sideboard. But hey, I don't know. I personally still prefer the red-black version. But I'm sure this is still good and does what it needs to do. I guess depending on what we get off of this glimpse, we can decide if we want to attack or not. Two creeping chills. Wow. That's ridiculous. I would not be surprised if they were really upset. I would be. Man. Um, yeah, I think we're just gonna pass. Another? Wow, okay. Next turn, they have the potential for a lot of damage. Although I'm at 24, so we should be good. Another Stitcher's Supplier. So we can Stitcher's Supplier and then Gravecrawler. Yeah. Stitcher's Supplier. Let's see. It's got another one. Then we can play this Gravecrawler. Trigger Vengevine. Which triggers the Amalgams. Go to combat. We'll attack with the Stitcher's Supplier now, because we have another one waiting to block. Oh, they just took that. Okay. That makes me a little worried. Yeah, we will yield to all of these. Okay. So I didn't want to play another Gravecrawler because I'd rather just save the 3 life, since we would have had to fetch shock ourselves. Okay, and we got there. That was the second game. Definitely went very well, but the fact that we got 3 creeping chills is what got us there, more or less. I mean, it seemed like they didn't really have a whole lot to do. But okay, see you in the next game, guys. Hey everybody, got a game here. And it seems like we're just destined to not go first game 1. Having Silver Smote, Vengevine, and Amalgam in the opener isn't good, but part of me wants to keep it because I can go Hedron Crab into mill myself twice with the Fetch Land and Glimpse. Or Ruin Crab. Oh no. Oh no. This is gonna be an interesting match. I might have to I might have to mill them instead of myself. I think playing the Glimpse is way too risky. Yeah, we're always going to yield to that. Verdant Swamp Island, wow, okay. That was bad. Creeping chill. It'll push. Okay. Always yes. Always yield. Beginning of combat. Oh, they're not gonna attack for 0. Okay, so I guess we will. I'm gonna fetch, of course. Pull out a watery shock, because that doesn't really matter. And then we need to have some creatures on the board. Yeah, we're just gonna yield through the turn. I'm not gonna pretend like I have anything right now. Yes, use it. Yes, use it. In this game, we're probably pretty guaranteed to hit all of our creeping chills. Yes, use it. Okay, so we have 2 grave crawlers in the yard, but we don't have anything else. They're just taking it. Okay. So I mean, they're probably gonna get it next turn here. Yeah, always yield. Always yield. Now we have a silver smoke, but that's not gonna matter because all our creeping shields are gone. Yield until next. Put themselves to 1. Mill us another 5. We're at 9. They have to have a glimpse, right? If they don't have a glimpse, then okay, push that. They're still gonna take 2, so they need another push. Looted Delta. Do I have a Vengevine in here? I do. Hmm. So, what do we have? We have 1 watery, a swamp. Do we have the other? So overgrown. There's the other watery. So we cannot play 2 creatures this turn. So we might as well just go to combat. Attack with all. Oh, okay. We got there. Ooh, that was pretty close. So, self-mill against mill. I guess we want Spell Pierce. Oh, let's pull you over here. There we are, and there we are. Let's get a Driven Despair. And then possibly these. Possibly these. They might go for they're gonna mill themselves route. So let's get rid of the not taking the abrupt decays. We don't want one hedron crab. Let's cut all the glimpses just in case they're still gonna try to mill us. Only 2 nature's claims. I don't know if they've run like ley lines. Do we want the spell pierce? The spell pierce can be pretty good here. So 1 hedron crab. So we still have enough that we can kind of mill ourselves. Let's pull out 1 arrow. You know, let's just cut arrow entirely. And then only have 1 nature's claim, because that's like a really just in case they play ley lines. But we also have the assassin's trophies if we need. Oh, let's try this. Ooh, this is a really interesting game. Creeping Chill and our openers terrible in this, but doubles. I'm gonna mulligan that. And let's keep that. Throw. Ooh. Yeah, let's throw the Vert into it. I mean, it doesn't really matter which fetch land. I was just deciding if I want to throw the Overgrown Tomb away. But I think this is fine. Yeah, let's yield through the turn. Okay. So we will start with our own Hedron Crab. Let's get a Watery Grave. Yes. Actually, no. Let's just start. Yeah, if they start milling themselves, I want to be able to mill myself. Yield through the turn. Looted. Darkslick, Stitcher, Supplier. They have the Ruin Crab still. They glimpse me. Okay. Oh, holy cow. 3 Creeping Jills and a Silver Smote? That is brutal. I'm surprised they're not... Yeah, I'm surprised they didn't pull in Chase, the, forget which Chase, but it's the one in triple blue, I believe. But it's the same ability as Laboratory Maniac, that if you draw a card when you don't have any in your library, you win. Although, I don't know if they still run a couple of those in the side. Oh yeah, Surgical, that's Surgically in the Silver Smoke. Okay. Huh. Oh, I would have just gotten rid of the Creeping Chills. Silver Smoke does really nothing after the Creeping Chill, so I'm okay with that. Especially because I cut one. Cut the arrows, I mean. I guess now that I know that they're gonna mill us, so we're gonna shock ourselves here. We're gonna mill them. Yeah. Glimpse, Mesmeric Orb. Ooh, Mesmeric Orb is a good one to have gotten rid of. So keep Overgrown untapped in case they have something we want to get rid of. We're really hoping that we draw blue source. So 1 island down, 2 dark slick down. Can get another watery or Okay. I guess we might as well attack with this. Blocking, yep, of course. Okay, let's play a swamp. Target them. Sure. We've got Soul Guide Lantern, Maddening Cacophony, sure. Blue, black, doesn't matter. Yeah, it's exile a card, sack, exile each opponent's, and then draw. So next turn I can do Despair. Swing in. They can only block one of them unless they drop 2 crabs this turn. Yep, oh, that's not gonna let me. Okay. Sure. Sure. Cool. So yeah, I think casting this is the call. Drown in the lock, yeah. Figured. I mean, I can still attack with these. Okay. Down. I'm a little worried about getting archive trapped. I don't necessarily want to fetch here. Oh, waiting on me. Drown in the lock, crypt incursion. Wow. Okay. Do I go for it? I mean, I need the other blue source for the following turns, so we're gonna get the watery grave here. Shock, and hopefully we are not going to get archive trapped. If they pull the double archive trap, I'm gonna be upset. Okay, nice. We're good. And then we can smack down Ruinator. Yeah, we'll yield through the turn. Obviously, I have nothing to do. Them playing a crab means that they didn't get another land drop. They're probably getting mana screwed. Now we have a Spell Pierce and Nature's Claim if they have stuff. Like with all minus the crab. Put them to 3. There's really no need for me to play the Ruinator. I should probably just hold back so I can keep the Spell Pierce up. Yeah, they can draw a card. As if Graveyard, yeah, they got mana screwed that second game. Kinda sucks, but oh, they're looking to see how long they got till they get a land, maybe. But I mean, that was an interesting matchup. I was kind of waiting for something like that to happen. I wanted to see how it played out. I wish, you know, that second game was a bit better, but okay. See you guys in either the next game or the recap. Hey everybody, got a game here. This having the Amalgam and Silver Smote, having one of each in the opener isn't great. Double Secret Keeper and a Glimpse is good though. And by turn, the end of turn 2, can mill ourselves for 14. Okay, what is that? Murderous Redcap? Huh. It's an interesting art. Oh, they're gonna Thoughtseize us. Okay. They're gonna take Glimpse, like, no matter what. For sure. Okay. Just waiting on the Thoughtseize. Yeah, of course they're taking Glimpse. I wouldn't have expected any other choice. Come on. There we go. Let's play. I mean, I guess we just do Polluted. That's Shock for a Watery Grave. Venture deeper, target ourselves. Being chill. Okay, and yes. I don't really want their graveyard. Yep. So we got a Gravecrawler and Despair. Isn't bad. Don't really have anything to get the Gravecrawler back with, though. And we have a couple zombies in hand, but I'm not casting those for a few turns. Inquisition. They're gonna take the other Secret Keeper. And they're gonna see that we drew nothing. Still just wondering if this is Jund. Could be a weird 8-rec variant, but I doubt that. Okay, drew another land. Okay. You might as well just cast the Secret Keeper. We've got nothing. Confidant. Okay. For end step, we are gonna fetch. Let's get Overgrown Tomb. Not pay the 2 life. And then We will play. Let's just play the polluted. Try to keep them from having perfect information. Um, so for Uro later on, if we get that, we want the blue source. So we'll get that. Try to save a few life here and there. Blue, black, whatever. Okay. And not attack with the Secret Keeper. It's the auto yield to the Goyf. So they have Goyf and Aluris. Goyf instant. Wait, sorry. Sorcery, land, creature. 3/4? Yeah, sure. Beginning of combat, sure. Actually, I can yield through the turn. It doesn't matter. Hmm. We play Vengevine? Do we play Vengevine? Or do the Secret Keeper Silver Smote? I think I'd rather mill myself a few more. Just see if we get anything else. Another Silver Smote, but nothing else really? Okay, let's just cast the Silver Smote. Black, blank, blank. Okay, okay, okay. Then yield through the turn. Got a swamp. So if they play something like a Thoughtseize, I am in good shape because I can cast the Secret Keeper and a Gravecrawler. Get that out for free. Swing in. And doing that, I could also cast Despair to force them to only double block. Can be good. They could probably have a bunch of kill spells. This might just be the rock, which if it is, awesome. I love playing just black green. Um, sure, I don't see a reason not to. It's not like I'm gonna get hit with anything huge later, other than another Goy hit. Okay. What you doing? What do you have? Ooh, Hex Drinker, nice. Yeah, this might just be black-green, which, awesome. Gotta love it. Another Silver Smote. So at this point, that being a 2/2/2/1s, I think I just want to slam. Make him discard one. Yeah, I think I just want to swing in with this Vengevine this turn. Go to combat. Attack with all minus the Secret Keeper, of course. Because if the Amalgam or Vengevine die, next turn I can get them back. It's blocking Silver Smote, okay. I'm okay with that. It's the hardest to recur, of course, but next turn I can get my Menace on. It'll push the Vengevine, yeah. I can still get the Menace, though. Another Hex Drinker. Okay. Four, 5 now. If they attack, I'm just gonna block. There's no reason for me not to. Having the Merfolk on the board doesn't do anything. Yes, okay. You'll do the turn. Maelstrom Pulse. Okay, so we will. That sucks. Okay, so we can play Silver Smote. Or 2 and a black. And then that lets us play this Grave Crawler. Yield to that. Yes, use it. Yield to that. Okay. And then go to combat. Back with the Vengevine. They're gonna block with the Confidant, that's fine. I mean, there's no reason for me to play the Starkslick Shores. Yield. Next turn I can play the Despair. And that should be game. I mean, they're probably gonna have some kill spells, but they can probably kill. Okay, never mind. Sideboard. Good game, sure. So this is good in here. They definitely might not have Leyline. They definitely have something to deal with the graveyard, whether it be relic or whatnot. This is first impressions, what I want to bring in. Assassin's Trophy over Abrupt Decay, definitely. We can cut. This game's probably going to go on long enough. The Uro is good. Can cut the Silver Smote. One of those. You know, let's just have the 2 Assassin's Trophy in. Let's trim Hedron Crab by 1. Trim. Do I trim 2 Hedron Crabs? You know what? I'm probably going to be told I'm wrong here, but I'm going to cut 2 Hedron Crabs. Yeah, it's probably a mistake, but I, I don't know what else I would have cut there. Um, hmm, this isn't great. If they have discard spells, I'm probably gonna be screwed. Um, Part of me wants to keep it because I can actually just like turn two glimpse into turn three, turn four Uro. I have to mulligan though. Yeah, we'll keep this and put a land on the bottom. Hopefully we draw another one. Where do we put trophy on the bottom? Hopefully they don't have some. Nah, we'll put the Ruinator on the bottom. It's the least likely to matter. I guess turn three, that is Ruinator is very good, but top deck the land immediately. That doesn't feel great. The thing was, like, if we didn't top deck a land, that Scab Ruinator would have sat there. We needed to keep the Stitcher's Supplier. So we need something to do turn one, and then turn two, we want to keep Glimpse or Assassin's Trophy. So it's the only real choice. It feels a little bad, but it should go okay. Yeah, I'm totally fine with milling another three. There's a Vengevine. See what they're doing. I wonder, they might play like surgical. Oh yeah, there's the surgical on the amalgam course. It's a good choice. It's a good choice, though. Maybe personally I would have gone for the Vengevine. I would be more scared of that right now. Because the only way that that amalgam was getting triggered was through the Vengevine with what's in the graveyard. The Vengevine I could get next turn. But, oh, there's the Ruinator. Awesome. So yeah, let's fetch or breeding pool because we want to make sure that we have two blue next turn. Let's glimpse ourselves for a black and blue. See what we've got. Okay, creeping chill. Always yield. Use, yes. Okay. And then we'll yield through this turn too. So two Vengevines, great. For later anyway. Not right now. But yeah, next turn dropping that Scab Ruinator. 3-turn clock. 3-turn clock. If I top deck a creature in the like 2 turns in a row, it'll be slow. It'll be less. Or if they do a couple damage to themselves. Okay, I guess we're just gonna cast this Scab Ruinator. Exile 3 creatures, Secret Keeper, Stitcher's Supplier. Okay, what they get? Oh yeah, always yield. Got a swamp. Okay. Kinda wish they took damage unless they drew 2 lands. But we'll see. Okay. Okay, they didn't play the swamp they drew. Assassin's Trophy, sure. Yes, I will search just to shuffle because all my basics, yeah, they all got milled. Healed through the turn. Yeah, I'm gonna take 6. Down to 10. Let's hope I get something. And okay, so we have 1, 2, 2 other creatures that I don't care about. 1 other that we do. I guess I'm not too worried about it. Blue, blank, Scab Ruinator, Exile, Hedron Crab, Carrion Feeder, and Vengevine, I guess. Kinda sucks. We'll play Gravecrawler. Always yield. Yes, use it. Okay. Okay, go to combat. Deck for 4. And then we still have the Despair in the yard. And we have an Assassin's Trophy. I think we're doing okay. Heatland, yep. Shadow Spear. +1/+1 trample, lifelink. Oof. Oof. That's a good one. Because if they use their turn to play that and equip it to go the 4/5 still gets blocked by Ruinator, so I'm not taking more damage, but then they go up to 11, 5, 9, 10, 11, and then I swing back with Despair. If they don't play another creature and don't have a kill spell. If they do play another creature and are tapped out, then I can use Assassin's Trophy and kill the creature that they play. So I still have options. Depends if they just have like, yeah, it looks like that they're just gonna equip Shadow Spear to Goyf. Oh, I forgot that it's a legendary. Having 2 of those out would be pretty good though. And that ability, using Hexproof and Indestructible, is really good. Can deal with quite a few cards that would otherwise catch you off guard. Okay, it looks like they've just got the 1. I think, okay, so let's see. If I Assassin's Trophy and they follow up with a Fatal Push, killing Ruinator, I still do 6, and hopefully they... Yeah, I think I'm gonna target the Goyf here. Green and black. Let's hope this gets there. Yeah, I love black green decks. Um, yeah, I love this deck. This deck has done very well. I'm happy with it. So I will see you guys in the recap. Okay. Hey everybody. So the deck did very well today. Did exactly what it was supposed to do. The game against the Blitz deck, we were able to get there. Their second game, they didn't really seem to have a lot going on, which sucks. They weren't able to fully function, so we didn't fully really test that out. Plus, it was a blue-red variant, which, like I said during the game, I definitely me personally, I like the black-red. I think that's just a stronger deck. You get some discard spells if you want, and stuff like Death Shadow, Scourge of the Skyclaves just make that deck so much better, and having those instead of like the Sprite Dragon, I think would have done more against our deck. Uh, but and then against when we versed that mill deck, once again, the second game, they didn't really do a whole lot. They were stuck on, I believe, 2 lands, and they just had a bunch of crabs, but they weren't drawing lands to trigger those. But it was definitely interesting playing like this style deck and then having our opponents mill us. And like I think that's a very good matchup for us, because then we can just turn our Hedron Crabs against the opponent and in the first game glimpse them, and it doesn't really affect us too much because they're fueling our graveyard, which we need, and then we can worry about it's like playing our creatures and stuff instead of having to play like the Hedron Crabs and like Merfolk Secret Keepers and Glimpse, and then you can cut those for like a bunch of the sideboard stuff against them, like the kill stuff, the Spell Pierce, ley lines if they're using their graveyard. Usually they don't, but they could. Because usually with like Visions from Beyond, they're especially in this deck, that's you're gonna have 20 cards in the yard, so leyline doesn't really matter too much. And then against the black-green deck that we played against, that was a great game. Game 1 and 2, they had some kill spells for stuff, but we eventually got there, and the deck just overall functioned the way it's supposed to. We milled what we needed. We hit Creeping Chill probably a little more often than you should expect if you play this deck. Never Uros were a little weird. Like, it's definitely hard to get Uro out more often than not. I really liked the Scab Ruinator. I could see playing 2 or 3 Ruinator and 0 Uro. I could see doing like 2 Ruinator, cutting the Uros and doing another, I don't know, probably another Vengevine. I think Vengevine was very strong in this deck, even though we never got Carrion Feeder out. It was still very easy to play, Gravecrawler and the Secret Keeper or Stitcher's Supplier, or there was one game we played Silver Smote and Gravecrawler and got it out. So I think that would be an idea. And then if you cut Uro, I would definitely keep Silver Smote as the 3 of, because then the only way you're triggering it is off a Creeping Chill. But I mean, even just triggering it off Creeping Chill, we still got him out a couple times for free. And then sideboard, I don't think I'd really want anything changed. Like, I definitely still like all these things. They're all necessary, and it's very just tight. And when you need certain things against decks, it's just like, okay, I'm going to sideboard, 3 of these or 4 of this. The one thing that's hard is actually siding cards out, because everything in here is used, and it's all very cohesive. So like I did end up sliding like a crab out most of the time, and silver smoke ghoul and an Uro actually was like kind of my go-tos, like one of each of those. Which I don't know if this is necessarily the right call, but it ended up working for us. So I hope you enjoyed it. Check out the deck list link down below in the description. Check out my Facebook page in the description as well. Thank you all for coming. Like and subscribe if you enjoyed the content. You can follow the Facebook page. I post the videos there as well. And once again, thanks for coming. Hope you enjoyed. Have a good day, everybody.